Hello everyone and welcome to another Gym Reviews Suicide Squad. Now, one of the things that I want to get out of the way when we think of superhuman or superhero movies is the fact that we've got used to a certain way of viewing a superhero movie. Before we even see any movie of that kind based on a comic book character, we know that going into the theatre we're going to see some crazy shit as far as like superhuman abilities and what they can do to fight off the enemy. The problem that I have with Suicide Squad is that all the preconceived notions of what we expect to see out of a superhero film isn't met. And while that can be a fantastic thing, which it can be because my favourite thing we're going to see a movie is being blown away with the fact that I didn't expect to see something. Anything that I saw in Suicide Squad didn't blow me away. I understand the makers of Suicide Squad wanted to show you something different. They wanted to show you not the average superhero film. And the whole premise of it obviously is to not even take like superheroes, not even superheroes, not anti-heroes, bad guys. They wanted to make bad guys into a squad to fight for a good cause. The problem with it is the fact that we've been so used to seeing a certain type of scale of a film that this didn't really deliver. Like, if you think of any superhero movie that's been released in the past, there's always been this kind of outward scale to show you everything within the scene. For example, Superman fighting Zod, like flying through buildings, laser beams flying everywhere, motherfuckers, they're just punching the shit out of each other. And I can appreciate the tactic or the plan they tried to execute within this film, but it didn't really give me anything to like be wow about. There was nothing in the film I was like, holy shit, that was cool. And so what I wanted to do was we'll talk about some of the characters first. Deadshot, Will Smith, second best character in the film by far is the way that his attitude and some of the quips and the lines that he does in it was quite, I wouldn't say funny, some of them were funny, but it was just his general attitude to the character that I found I was like, yeah man, this guy's kind of cool, I can dig it. Harley Quinn, best character in the film. I don't know how anybody could disagree that she's the best character in the film. Margot Robbie, she done props, and like, she is so fucking fine. Margot Robbie, you know you're fine, stop pretending you aren't. I actually thought she was older than me, but she's not. She's like 3 years younger than me, which pisses me off because she's probably already a millionaire. Fuck you. But anyway, totally fine, totally delivers on the role as far as each other member of the cast is. But the thing is, I'm not even going to select the cast for this. It's the screenwriters as far as my opinion is concerned. So next is I'm going to talk about Killer Croc. Killer Croc to me, as far as an interesting character could be, was the most underdeveloped character in the whole film. That dude straight up had 5 lines. It might have had 6. I don't know. Let's give him props. But it was like, the idea of a human being like a Killer Croc to me was like, I don't know if the screenwriters just kind of thought, yeah, that's a cool idea. Let's have Killer Croc in this shit because it matches the comic books. But they never utilised him at all. It was just like, yeah, there's a guy that looks like a croc on screen. He's kind of strong. Cool. Oh, look at me, he's beating this guy up. But there was no character development at all. Like, there was just nothing to this guy. And the worst of all, maybe second, worst of all, Captain Boomerang. Who is this guy? Did anybody watch the film and root for Captain Boomerang? This motherfucker had to be the dullest dude in the film. No, even though I just said that, Rick Flag. Oh. Anyway, but Captain Boomerang, I was like, I'm not impressed with this. This character could die in front of me right now, in partly Suicide Squad, and I wouldn't give a shit. Like, I could not care. Such a shit character. Anyway, we'll move on to Rick Flag. I don't know how the comic book goes, but Rick Flag to me is one of those people that he was born up, he's in the military, he's the guy that's like up for the government, he's willing to protect his country, so he's like annoyed at the fact that he has to deal with these rejects, which is kind of basically the premise of the film. But even like the first time that he has that first argument with Amanda Waller, like the head of the program, You know for a fact that like whatever shit they're gonna go through this film, that he's gonna sway. Like that's the crack. Like he is gonna sway to their side. And then we move on to Amanda Waller, the king arsehole of the film. To me, the entire point of Amanda Waller in the film is to be more of an arsehole than the bad guys. There's nothing better in a film than somebody who is a government agent willing to keep the people down that you want to watch, like down. And it's like, oh, I fucking hate this bitch. I'm rooting for these guys. And that's that. That's their whole character. She exists so that you root for the bad. Not to say you wouldn't, but she only exists to be the arsehole so that there's a bigger arsehole in the screen than the actual bad people that you're willing to root for. One of the biggest badasses by far is fucking Diablo, man. Diablo is a badass. He is a straight up badass. And the fact that, spoilers alert, mute this now. I have to remember to say unmute. I'm giving it, give me 30 seconds, right? But Diablo, when he changes into that fucking, like, big ass, crazy shaman looking motherfucker and is going on head to head with the brother of the Enchantress, that is fucking badass. And I'm like, Diablo is the bollocks. Okay, we're back. I'm not sure if I remember to tell you to unmute it or not, but we'll spoil it, fuck it, deal with it. The final point I want to talk about was the plot. The plot was abysmal. Abysmal. The first half an hour to 45 minutes was pretty good, getting the team together, introducing the individual characters, seeing what they're about, the motivations, like Deadshot, for example, why he does what he does, and then he's got that love for his daughter. That's all cool. That feels like a cool way. It didn't take too much time to introduce the characters. You didn't have to go into too much detail at that point. But after that, like the whole storyline to do with the Enchantress and shit felt really, really weak. Like terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. And one thing I want to say after this plot point, and I've done it specifically on purpose, after saying that the plot of the film was terrible, was the Joker. Now, I remember reading things about how like Jared Leto was like this method actor who never breaks character on set. He does everything from start to finish in the character. Apparently, even on the set of Suicide Squad, he decided to give like the other cast members strange gifts and shit. Jared Leto as the Joker sucked dick. He was terrible, absolutely. I don't know why people were giving them props. And the thing that annoys me is the fact that the director was the one that made the choice to make the Joker look more modern. But it was terrible. There was not one scene that I saw the Joker in thinking, Heath Ledger's Joker, right? And the way he was able to captivate a scene. And the way that you kind of just watched him for some reason. Even if you don't really agree with him, you just watched him in these scenes. But Jared Leto's Joker sucked ass. It was in like 4 scenes the whole film, and I was just like, oh my god, you're annoying. Even his laugh, like it wasn't a Joker laugh. It didn't feel like a Joker. I was like, this is like the most shittest character outside of Captain Boomerang. You know what I mean? I was like, please get this guy off my screen and continue on with the story. I don't know, maybe I was too harsh. What do you think? You can tell me if I'm wrong. But I suppose we always have to give this movie a rating of some sort. So I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. I would have given it a 4 out of 10, but Harley Quinn is just the bollocks, and she's sexy as fuck. So you can tell me what you think. Appreciate you all for listening, and I'll catch you all next time.